Good evening. It's the 19th of July 2023. This is my trade recap for the day. We're not quite closed yet. We're just coming into the power hour, so I will keep an eye on it. But I think I'm pretty much done with my trading today. I've had a good day. I only traded MES, and as you can see on my screen, I've got the MES chart open. But I'm going to go into the 5-minute chart because I only use the 5-minute chart today. Something a bit different today as well. I've also overlaid my trades as well. So these down arrows are all my short sales, and these up arrows are when I took profits. So I'll go through these trades now. So I had a couple of levels in play for today. One of the areas I was watching, I mentioned in my video this morning, was the break off of the. Hang on, let's just zoom out a bit. Here we go. So one of my areas I was watching for was the break off the pre-market highs, and I missed that. So I was watching, we saw this lovely double bottom here, and we saw it pull back. It came back and retested, and this is an area I've had predetermined as well. This is a nice big area of demand, this area, this green area here, and unfortunately I wasn't really paying attention as much, but you know, a great entry would have been this double bottom and then the retest and the break of that retest as it moved above all the moving averages, including the red, which is the 50 moving average. So this red RBI would have been a perfect entry, and if you caught it, look how great that would have been. Although personally, I was waiting for the break and retest. So let me just see if I've got a line. So it would have been this area here I was watching for, and we did get it, but it was just before the market had opened. So we came up, we broke it, we retested it, and then look at that for a lovely move up. Technically it's a breakout. I don't really play breakout. I would rather watch it for the breakout and then come back and retest it, and I was really waiting for this level here, and as you can see, it didn't quite make that, didn't get anywhere near to that level, so I wasn't in the play, and I didn't want to take the breakout. That breakout was probably that level there, and look at that, it's a great breakout. So if you was in that trade, that was a perfect trade. It would have taken a breakout, it would have pulled back, your stop possibly there, and what's that? And that was a good 10R, 8R trade. But anyway, I won't dwell on what I missed. Let's just talk about what I got. So we had this area already identified as an area of volume at 404, 405 area. So 405 area, this line here, was an area which is on my watch list. I also had 406 area as well. This area here, I mean 4610 and 4605. They're the two areas I was really watching. And if we saw the market get struck, you know, run up, then I had this big area 4615, 4614. That's a major area, big pivot point going back a year and a half. So just to confirm, I was watching 4605. Although I did see, although that wasn't really a big area, it's just an area of convolution in the candles from about a year and a half ago. But what I really wanted to get in was this area here, 4610, 4609, which is the bottom of this red area I've drawn. And you can see that area was spot on. So basically both areas were pretty good. 4605 was there, and there was a little bit of drawdown, and I did get in at that area. Just clear that. So I took about 8 contracts in the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I loaded up all the way up this candle, and then I held. In fact, I think I loaded up with 2 more at that point as well. So I was in at 10 contracts at one point, and then I sold as it broke down. And I'll tell you the reason why I loaded up. And so basically these blue arrows is when I came out. So I come out there and there. Then it pulled back a bit. I probably should have added those 2 I got out of there. And again, there was a reason I didn't, which I'll explain in a second. And then we saw this massive big red candle come down, and it was a brilliant move down. So I took profit all the way down at the bottom and won right at the very bottom. And then I held a runner and I got out of the VWAP. No, in fact, I got 2 more out and I had 3 left. I got out of the VWAP and then I got out just as it broke over the moving average. So that was a good position. So that was it wasn't my break even, was right up here. So I was nowhere near break even, but I got out anyway. So the reason why I took it, so I was watching the volume both on the 5 minute and the 2 minute, and what I was watching for was declining volume, but something a bit different happened today. We had this big volume spike on the first candle, and then it just tailed right off, reducing volume. And I went back and looked at a few other openings for the last few days, and what we saw over the last few days was the big volume, but sustained increased volume, and that's the days we saw it run up. We saw it run up, big days where it's running up and volume sustained. But today was totally different. We had that big volume and we had this big candle, which didn't happen on the last few days, so that's already different. And then the volume just died off, and so did the candle. So we had a bit of so it gave me confidence going in with a larger position up here. And I normally get in, my starter entries are 2 contracts, and I want to get in with either 4, maybe 5 levels as I'm getting in. Watching the volume, I was pretty confident. 405 was an area and 410, and I didn't have my contract sitting there. One thing I did do at the start of the day, I put some limit orders in down here because I wanted to catch the move, the break, and retest to this level. But when I got in short here, I actually took out my limit orders, and I should have left them in because they would have then. In fact, no, my limit orders were still there because I actually bought 2 contracts on the runner down. That was my runner, so let's get it right. So it moved so fast I've forgotten. Yeah, but the 2 limit orders I left in place actually triggered, and even though I was in short, it actually triggered for profit rather than create a new trade to go up. Had I been clever, I should have got all out there, not had any runs, and then got in with my 2 contracts originally for this run back up again. That's my original intention. So, but that's something I can work on because I was still holding. I was holding here. I didn't take profit. I should have taken some profit there, but I didn't. And I even added back up here again, especially let's come back into levels. I had another level in between here as well, about 408, I think it was, 4608, which is coincided with that level, and that's going back 2 years as well, but that's a very minor level. But I'm working on profit taking, so, but I did okay today. I took down this candle and down this candle, and I just wish I kept my orders in place. I should have just closed everything and went long again, because that was my original plan, and my levels worked once, twice, and even this level worked today. So that was 3 out of 3 today for levels. I only took 2 of them. So anyway, I was in good profit at this point, and I wanted to catch the double top again. And so this time I started loading back up again, not as heavy this time, because I'm a believer that the first time is the best time. The second time is just more of a scalp or a secondary move. It normally doesn't move as well. So this time I added back in there, and there. I think I had 5 contracts. This might have been 6 contracts. And then I saw it come up. I watched the volume. Oh, so the reason I added up here was because I was watching declining volume down here. So even though we're getting some big moves up, the volume was almost hardly any volume there. Look at that volume, almost no volume at that point as well. And that was here. So I was confident that we were going to see a big drop again. And then something I've seen quite a lot, volume ramps up a bit, and then you get a big volume spike. And so here we had the ramping up of volume, maybe the last few candles ramped up, and then we had that big volume spike, and it instantly rejected my level at 4610. So again, another reason why I didn't put a stop in and I didn't get out, because I was confident that my levels are always good levels, and I'm pretty sure 80% of my levels, probably better than 80%, always work out. And so I don't need to put a stop in, because if I trust my levels, which I do, I know that it will reject it off of that level anyway. So I was a bit slow because I should have had an order up here just to bring my average up a bit, but my average position was about 40. It was 46.06, I think it was 46.05, that area. And then I waited. I saw the topping tails, and that gave me confidence. And I saw decreasing volume as well as we were pushing back up again. But I saw the topping tails, and as soon as I saw these two topping tails, I knew straight away we were going to see a sell-off. On that second candle with the top and tail, we started to get increase in volume, and look at that increase in volume as we were selling off. So because of that increase in volume, I didn't need a sell until I got further down there. So VWAP was my target, so I got rid of 3 at VWAP, and then I got another one down here and another one down here, and I was really aiming for that area. But that's me done. I had my profit. I was really happy, so I walked. And that's it. That's all I've got to say. Again, volume really helped, and seeing and comparing. I have a philosophy that history always repeats itself, and because the open was different to the open over the last week, you know, without the intensity of candles up here, something wasn't quite right. So that's why I was confident we were going to be okay here. And we're going back to levels now from 2021 and 2022 March, April time, and it just shows that these levels are still in play, because these are the levels I looked at today. I also had a minor level around here, and I had this major area, and a 46.05 as an area as well. And people from almost 2 years ago are either using this area to get out for profit or to break even, because they've been trapped in that play for the last 2 years. They've got away with a small loss or break even, and so, like I said in the video this morning, there's an area I'm watching because I want to capitalise on people selling their shares just to be happy that they've broken even. Maybe today was the start of it, or maybe we're just waiting for a little bit of a bigger pullback. So let's have a quick look at the daily to see where we are. So in fact, I've got a cleaner chart without all the levels in one day, apart from the level I put in myself. In fact, let's put that level back, because that is a significant level, which was coming from over here. So it's that pivot of that day there, March the 31st, 2022. And if you look where we are now, did we touch it? I think we might have done. Look at that, yeah, we came close to touching it. So again, looking at previous candles, I'm going back a year and a half, a year and 4 months almost, 3 months, and these levels are still in play. So on the daily now, look at that, we've pushed up a little bit further. I'm just wondering how many more days we're going to keep pushing up. So another green day. We've got a long way away from the 50 moving average. We're a long way from the 20. We're starting to become a long way away from the 8 moving and the 9 moving average, and a long way from the 200. So I think we're going to have a big pullback. I think we're going to push through. There was another pivot just above that, probably about that level. I think we're going to see another green day.
What's up, Paul? You there?
Maybe on Friday. Let me just turn my volume off. Maybe on Friday, we're going to see maybe a free fall Friday. That's what I'm predicting, and hopefully we'll see a big pullback over the next week. But anyway, good day trading, good profits, and hopefully you've also had a good day. And I appreciate this is another long rambling video, but it's good to identify these areas because it's really helping me plan ahead. So I'm planning ahead now for next week just by looking at the chart, and like I planned ahead for this morning. Right, have a good day, and I will maybe speak to some of you later or tomorrow. Thanks for watching.